In today's video, I wanted to briefly cover a few things. In front of me here, I have a couple different diapers in our lineup. Not all of them, though. The first one here is a preemie. This is a very small and would be a short time that you would be in this diaper. On this orange one, we have our newborn size, and then this being our infant size. So one of the questions that we have gotten is, when do we know we need to kind of switch sizes to a larger? And I wanted to take just a second to kind of show you on this baby. This is a large doll, probably in that 15-pound, maybe, guessing. So we're going to take a look at what a baby growing out of a diaper looks like. So this is a basic wing fold, and with this diaper we're just gonna see what it looks like on the side. So when I open this diaper up and go to put it on the baby, you're gonna notice that my overlap really isn't there. That's what I look for. I want to get a good 1.5 inches of overlap, but this baby, to be comfortable, not pulling really hard on the fabric, I don't really have that, especially when I try and get the second side over here. I don't have enough to really put my Snappi on and connect the two. So this gap on the side is a good indication that this baby is ready to size up. So when I make the switch to the next size up, you'll see in a second I've got a good overlap on my wings. This fold I'm doing is a basic wing fold, and we'll talk about that a little bit more in a second. But you can see right here, when I bring the back side over the top, I've got a good, I don't know, what is that, inch and a half, and that's right where we want to be. A little bit more, it's fine too. But it's when we start running out of space to put our Snappi on, that's when we need to size up. So just like that. That is the good overlap that we're looking for. It's not too tight around the sides here. I can easily get my finger in there, even underneath. On both sides, I can get my finger up underneath there. It's not too tight. It's not loose enough that stuff might come out. So that's a good indication for changing to a larger size. And after this one, there's the last size, the full size, and that'll take you all the way through until potty training. One extra thing to talk about before we get into a little bit deeper conversation about folding styles is umbilical cords. I'll show you the first, and then we'll talk about the umbilical cord. So I'm going to do my best upside down here. So this is the view you would be doing it yourself. But this first one, again, basic wing fold. We're folding the corners to these 1/3 line marks on the pre-folds. Then we're coming up and over the baby, and that's when we open. We're going to open these little wings right around the sides, come up with our Snappies, just like that. Pretty straightforward. So an adaptation on this for umbilical cords was what I wanted to talk about next. Okay, so imagine, maybe a better view on the side, imagine, if you will, our umbilical cord is going to be about here, right where the belly button is. That's going to be a problem. So how we get around that is, when we open, we fold this top ridge on the inside, 1 inch to maybe more, depending on your baby. Just kind of check the belly button's there, the umbilical cord comes out, maybe it needs to be a little bit shorter. we can fold that and then roll these edges back out so that it makes a nice connection over here in the corners. And that is the exact same Snappi style to put on right there. Okay, this ridge is very soft, and if there's any rubbing, it won't hurt. The extra material just becomes padding in the front side. So that should help answer some of the questions you guys had on umbilical cords. So the wing fold, go-to, super simple. Next we have a rolled edge. This one's a little bit more complicated, I guess. So we're just gonna roll these two sides together, and then we take it up and over the front of the baby. And then from here, we don't want to unroll this part with the legs coming through. We would just want to unroll the very tips of the top. And what that does, this will get folded over. What that does is creates a really nice layer of fabric right on the leg. It helps fill any voids if your child doesn't have large legs, or you're finding that you're wrapping them a little loose, or maybe this is just an easier way for your hands to manipulate a cloth diaper by rolling it. It's totally fine. It works well. I found it a little bit faster to just use this first style I showed you. We have a good example of a nighttime for heavier wetters at nighttime, and this is going to be different for boys and girls. Girls need theirs a little bit more in the center. Boys are going to be a little bit more towards the front. Basically just taking one side of the diaper and doing a 180 flip on it. You can go either way, but basically for a boy you're going to want to try and get that twist up near the front. It does shorten the diaper a bit, but it's not bad. So this would be for a girl, where now you've created, I guess, a triple layer in the center of folded fabrics. And when it goes on, it literally just lays over, which is super easy, super convenient for late at night when it's dark. So that's for girls. For boys, when you need it a little bit more up front, you're just going to adjust where the twist happens. So now, instead of being in the center, those layers are all covered a little bit more further up. So baby now has extra in the front versus underneath. Like I said, for boys. Okay, another really easy nighttime would be doing a trifold. Very simple. This then, imagine this was also an infant size, like this blue one. We would just lay it over the center of another diaper. So you're using two diapers, and you would come again with your wings and lay that then over the baby, and this puts an entire extra diaper right down the center. Super helpful when they start having heavier wetting at night. So we'll be done with this and these. Next thing I wanted to talk about was the Snappies. So these are fantastic. They come in 3 packs. We have 2 color options. They're some sort of a rubber. They're stretchy, but they can break if you pull really hard on them. They have these fingers. These are a plastic tip with fingers. They work fantastic to grab the cloth as you're putting on the diaper. So those are wonderful. The other thing I wanted to talk about was our all-in-one Rumparoo covers. This is a one-size-fits-all. It has adjustment snaps all across the front, and you can see the top 2 rows of snaps here. These are for the wings as they come around, and so you can snap them further in for smaller or on the outside for larger babies. They also have an adjustment on the total length with Snappies running vertically. So when you're starting out, you're going to have the diaper a little bit smaller. Maybe it's all the way at the bottom here. You want it as small as it can go. There are 3 across the front. They're very firm snaps, so they're going to hold in place very well. But you can see I was just in the maximum size, and now I've shrunk this down to be much, much smaller. The insides are lined with a waterproof layer. I'm not sure what it's made of. And the outside, this is just a basic blue, but we have many patterns that are fun. You can check them out on our website. So these are just a few things I wanted to talk about today. So thank you.